This is GST 103, Basic Philosophy and Logic. We are going to look at Chapter 6, African Philosophy. I am Dr. Mirian Ngozi Alike. Learning outcomes. At the end of this chapter, students should be able to know the great debate on the existence of African philosophy, origin of philosophy traced to Egypt, definition of African philosophy, schools of thought in African philosophy. Definition of African philosophy. African philosophy as a discipline is defined by the conceptual understanding of Africa and philosophy. African philosophy is the critical and the universalizing interpretation of the culture and the worldview of African people by philosophers within and outside the African continent. Great debate on the existence of African philosophy. Ancient Egypt of Greek Pharaonic era has known to be the mother and the cradle of civilization. There has been a great debate on the existence of African philosophy. So many philosophers, both African and Western, denied existence. But the origin of philosophy has been traced to Egypt, with Ptahhotep being the first philosopher before Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. Schools of thought in African philosophy. A, we have ethnophilosophy, defined as philosophy that is based on the works of sociologists and anthropologists, African worldviews, myths, and folklores. Temples is in this category. B, nationalist/ideological school. These are ideologies for Africa from indigenous traditional system as a project of decolonization. Kwame Nkrumah, Leopold Senghor, and Julius Nyerere are members of this school. C, philosophical sagacity. This school is seen through an interaction with the elderly, where knowledge can be attained through the wisdom of the sages. Odera Oruka was the chief proponent of this school. D, hermeneutic schools. The critical worldview of the people remains, according to Okere 1983, the hermeneutics of culture. Here, orals and texts of the people are being interpreted. Members of this school include Theophilus Okere, Okonda Okolo, Ademola Fayemi Kazim. E, professional school. Here, what qualifies as African philosophy must have universal merit and thrive on the method of critical analysis and individual discursive enterprise. Some members of this school include Kwasi Wiredu, Pauline Hotunji, Peter Bodunri, etc. F, conversational school. This emerging school thrives individual discourse rooted on the foundation of African thought systems. These include the writings of Pantaleon Irebu, Innocent Asuzu, Bruce Jones, Jennifer Vest, Jonathan Chima Konam, Ada Agada, etc. African philosophy has been neglected, that's the conclusion, and rejected on the grounds of genuine systematic philosophizing. Yet, African philosophy, which is born out of African philosophical traditions, has been part of African civilization. Thanks for listening. Please ask your questions.